back to astoldbypala. Oh my god. So it is the 10th vlog post and I am super psyched, especially because I'm in the very same room that I started vlogging from, and yeah, it's bringing back a lot of memories. I don't want to say I've come a long way, but it's definitely good to know that I'm still enjoying vlogging, and I hope you guys are enjoying my vlog post. So what am I doing for our 10th anniversary? I decided to be a little bit, what's the word? Sentimental and do a blog post about myself, because my very first blog post was about myself, and I got a lot of good feedback for that. For those of you who haven't seen it, that blog was about how sometimes I feel misunderstood. Actually, I shouldn't even tell you what it's about. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out and then come back and check this one out. But so yeah, anyways, I was thinking and I was like, wait a minute, most people do get to know me vlogs, and I never really had that. I just talked about how I'm misunderstood, but I never did a get to know me vlog. So I decided this would be a fitting way to celebrate the 10th anniversary. I make it sound like it's a 10-year anniversary, but anyways, 10th anniversary of my vlogging. I like it. It's a big milestone for me. So yeah, I decided to do 21 questions for Paula. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get started. Okay, so quickly before I get started with the vlog post, I just wanted to let you know that I am linking down below the websites or sources for the questions that I have chosen for today. They are probably well over 100 questions, but obviously because of the time constraint, I could only pick a few. So I picked some that I thought would be interesting to answer, but definitely do check out those sites, especially if you have a date coming up or a dinner party. Great conversation starters, and even if you're just by yourself, a good way to reflect upon your life. I definitely found some of the questions I was like, I don't know this, I should really know this. So yeah, it's a good way to just think about, where you've been as well in life. All right, so I hope you enjoyed my 21 question session. Definitely legs. I am very short, but for some reason my legs are very long for my height. So I always get compliments about my legs, especially when I'm wearing heels. So yeah, definitely legs. Although the only thing I do not like about my legs is that I have sort of a cankle issue, except instead of having cankles, I have really tiny ankles. So I call them the chicken ankles because they're just tiny and so awkward looking, and I can never buy shoes that fit around my ankle nicely. So yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about my legs, but otherwise I would say my legs are my favorite part of my body. So this one's time relative, because if you asked me this 10 years ago, I would say indoor activity, basketball. I love playing basketball. To date is probably still my favorite sports to play. Outdoor, I would say soccer, although my mother hated it. I used to get so much trouble for playing soccer because she'd be like, "You've come home and you're looking dark and tired." I really used to feel like I was the black version of the girl from Bend It Like Beckham. So she inspired me, and I still love that movie to date because, it resonated with me. But right now, I would say favorite outdoor activity would have to be tennis. I got into tennis towards the end of high school, and I really like it, and I want to improve upon it. Same goes for ice skating. I got into ice skating when I moved to the US. Obviously, Namibia has no cold weather or ice rinks, so I'm hoping to improve upon it and get myself my very own pair of ice skates and sign up for a local rink. I was really happy to see this question come up because I have always dreamed of having a theme party, and the theme party that I most want to throw is music through the ages. So that would basically be music from the early 1900s all the way to the millennium, and I would have my guests dressed up as famous people from like different decades. Yeah, I think it would be really such an awesome party to have, and actually I think I might do it for my 30th. So any of my friends watching, do not throw a music themed party. I actually like that this question came up because I've never actually thought about it before. But for me, my question would be to the big man. Gotta say, God, tell me what I gotta do to improve my chances to get to heaven. That's all. Give me a status report. Where am I at? And how much more do I need to do to get to the pearly gates? That would be mine. Morning when I wake. Well, basically, I'm black, as y'all already know, which means I was raised in a black household. We do not disrespect parents. So for me, it's very simple, straightforward. I am for not disrespecting parents. And now that I'm older and I do appreciate everything my parents have done, I really understand, how much parents do for their children. So for me, I do not want to ever hear my child disrespecting me or insulting me in any way or manner. And it's also, if you bring up your kids able to disrespect you, they will disrespect other people, you know. So I just think it's a no-go, basically. And the sun is coming. So this is very embarrassing. This is like the fourth time I'm recording this video because I can't keep the time down on this particular question, and I can't keep the count down. So I am going to be counting down my top 7 instead of 5. No. Yeah, because I couldn't keep the countdown. So without further ado, my first pick in no particular order is Nate Parker. He plays the leading male role in the movie Beyond the Lights. He co-stars with Gugu Mbatha-Raw. If you don't know who she is, she's the lead actress in the movie Belle. Very good movie. Actually, I think I will feature it in 2 weeks' time. So if you check my blog site in 2 weeks, it will be there. But anyways, the two of them in this movie that I just recently saw, whew, the chemistry was just off the chains. And I kept thinking the whole time I was watching that movie, I was like, damn, I wish I was her. I would love to have a man as sexy as him, you know, by my side, saving my life. But yeah, that's movies for you, selling your dreams. Next up on my list, and staying on the dark side of things, is Marcel from the originals, aka Charles Michael Davis. He is such a good looking man. I think he has a long lineage of mixed like heritage. So his features are really, really attractive, and he has beautiful complexion, but he is a beautiful, just black man in general. And like, no matter what your preferences are, you would have to be blind to not find him attractive. Moving on to my favorite caramel macchiato, Dr. Avery from Grey's Anatomy. I mean, apart from the fact that I'm a pre-med slash med student who dreams one day I will walk into residency of my internship and find myself my own very, you know, half McDreamy, half McSteamy Avery concoction. I love the fact that in real life he's very humble and he's a social activist and he's just very intellectual. So for me, I was like, I have to have him on this list because he's just more, he's not just a pretty face, he's more than that. Next up on my list is Henry Cavill, because this man is like the perfect combination between the boy next door and the man next door. He's so sexy. And apart from that, who wouldn't want Superman to save them? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Next on my list is Theo James. Theo James was a must for me because generally when I tend to be attracted to Caucasian guys, Theo James is the quintessential features that I get attracted to in Caucasians, which is the dark hair, the brooding, you know, looks, and the dark eyebrows. So for him, he's really just like right up my alley, and he's very sultry looking. Like, I love that he has such nice lips. So yeah. Next picking, who also has really good lips, is Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy for me is not like the other picks that I've made so far, in the sense that he's not really your typical pretty boy. There's something about Tom Hardy. He has swagger, he's very charismatic, and he has sexual appeal. Like, he has this allure that's very manly, and there's just something about Tom Hardy. So yeah, that's why I had to have him on today's selection. And then last but not least, we all love him, Jon Snow. I mean, before I used to love Jon Snow, and it was like, we love Jon Snow, but now I'm like, we love Jon Snow. I mean, Jon Snow is no longer cute, he's a man. Jon Snow knows something, because after Battle of the Bastards, Jon Snow was just so attractive to me. There was just something about his stern look during that season. So yeah, for me, those are my top 7. Next one, I haven't really been mistaken for this person. Nobody's come up to me and been like, wait, are you? No, no, no. But I have heard this from a lot of people when I was growing up, that I look like Kayla Pratt. So if you've ever seen 101 or Dr. Dolittle, she's one of the daughters for Dr. Dolittle, the little girl in Dr. Dolittle, or Fat Albert. Yeah, so Kayla Pratt is who people say I used to look like as a child. I don't know if I still look like her now, but yeah, probably closest look-alike, celeb look-alike anyways. Fill my lungs with sweetness. Yeah, absolutely not. Nope. And I would not do skydiving either, or cliff jumping, whatever you want to call it. Anything that seems too near death-like, where something can go wrong, I am not doing it. I once had a teacher whose parachute didn't open and she went skydiving, almost died. So for me, I'm like, no, thank you. I rather not have my life story end in a stupid, you know, act. And you fill my head with you. Phoenix, Arizona, for sure. Shall I write it in? So I like this question because I've had a lot of nicknames. My main nickname here in my hometown, though, would probably be Peach. A lot of people know me as Peach. Family, friends, classmates, teachers, even when people call my house asking for Peach, my parents know I am Peach. I even had it written on the back of my basketball jersey. So Peach was, everybody knew I was Peach. Right now I prefer to be called Pala though, because it is actually like a shortened version of my name. So it's a real nickname. Also, I can't imagine myself walking into a business meeting and people are like, oh, Peach is on her way. Like, Peach who? Peach the stripper? Like, no, it doesn't work as well anymore. So yeah, I mean, I still respond to it if friends call me Peach because it's just second nature. But yeah, Pala is the main nickname. Now I prefer. My family members call me Palaki, which is like a cutened version of Pala. So I also don't mind that. But other nicknames I've had are Indy for people who can't pronounce my name. So it's like Indiana Jones, and it's like, hey, Indy. Yeah, very interesting. And I've had Day P, I've had Dapes, and I've had D. I've also had Pretty Peach. And then I ended up with Petey Peach at some point because people didn't realize somebody was calling me Pretty Peach. So they started calling me Petey Peach. So yeah. If I have time to sleep in the next day, then I will normally get up and do some bedtime yoga sequences and breathing techniques that will help me fall asleep more easily and have a good night's rest. But if I don't have time, then I'll put on some background music, either instrumental bossa nova, instrumental smooth jazz, or just sounds of raindrops falling, which I have an app for on my phone. And if all that doesn't work, then I just lie in bed, because I have read in studies that just lying in bed, not doing anything, so not counting sheep or tossing and turning, allows you to have minimal rest. So you get at least some sort of decent rest as if you were sleeping. Yet I try to get it down. Okay, so this one's a hard one because I used to like a lot of junk food. But I would have to say, let's see, I really loved Burger King burgers, and I love McDonald's fries. I know most people love McDonald's the burger, but I used to love Burger King's burger. But I also really used to love pizza. I remember when my friends would come over to sleep over, that's the one thing I used to beg my mom for, like, can we order pizza? I want pizza. And then when we would go to New York, I'd get to have pepperoni pizza, which was just the best. But on a regular day, none of that American stuff, I would say my favorite food was chicken nuggets, the ones that you would buy in the grocery store and just heat up at home. I didn't used to like eating that much as a kid, or at least the food at home. So chicken nuggets, everybody in my house knew if she's gonna eat anything, it's gonna be chicken nuggets. And I still love my chicken nuggets, okay? Oh, you fill my head with pain. Humor, because where there's humor, there's joy, there's happiness, and people who can make you laugh always, you always want to be around those types of people. Number two is easygoing and humility. I don't want to be with somebody and say, oh, let's do this, and you're like, I don't do that kind of stuff because of so and so. So if you're very like easy to please, I love that. Number three is worldly and knowledgeable, because apart from the fact that it makes conversation so much deeper and richer, it's also the fact that I want to be socializing with somebody I can learn new things from. So yeah, those are the three. If I could visit anywhere right now, it would probably be the Maldives, because I've seen pictures from my friend when she went on a family vacation to the Maldives and it looked gorgeous. But if I had to pick one place ever, it's Bora Bora. I really want to go to Bora Bora, but I'm saving that for the honeymoon. So cross fingers that I get married. I can't get out. Definitely drawing or painting, because I am artistically challenged and I think I would really enjoy it if I knew how to do it and I could do something worthwhile keeping. Can I be close to you? A hard one, because I tend to make my first initial judgments based on the head and pragmatism, so what makes sense. But in the end, if I'm torn between two things, I tend to choose what my intuition tells me and what my heart is telling me, and where I'm sensing bad or positive vibes. Job is to become a neonatologist. Hopefully that will happen, so maybe that doesn't count as a dream job. My other dream job, I would say, is to be a movie director. I always wanted to be a movie director. I think it would be really awesome, but I just think it's one of those things where you have to be really lucky to make it. So yeah, I would say that is my dream job. Or being a music talent scout. That's another one. Nope. So I feel kind of bad saying no to this question. I feel so emotionally detached, but maybe when I graduate from med school, I will cry tears of blood, sweat, pain, joy, and happiness. So yeah. Be close to you. Ooh. So yeah. First of all, I like having a home to come back to, so I would not pose nude in a magazine. Apart from just that, I personally wouldn't feel comfortable posing nude in a magazine. Call me old school. I know everybody does it nowadays, so it's not really that big of a deal. For me, my body is a very intimate thing, and it's a thing that I only want to see myself and share with my partner. So, for me, my body is something that I can give to another person, so I wouldn't want to share it with the rest of the world. And apart from that is, I don't want to be 40 something dropping my kids at school and somebody's like, hey, it's your hot mom. I saw her in a magazine. I mean, I want to be the hot mom, but not the hot new mom. So, yeah. I smile. I don't even smile. I like cheese. I do not know how to smile like normal people, and I do not know how not to smile. So, yeah, it's kind of a problem because if I don't smile, I look either pissed off, depressed, or sad, thanks to the cheeks. So, yeah, I tend to smile mostly. Can I take it? Doors closed, always. I'm a big horror movie buff, and for me, open doors equal ghostly figures standing indoors. Also, I believe in ghosts, so it doesn't help at all. So I tend to close all doors so that I'm not entertaining any ideas of somebody coming from another room or standing in the hallway. So yes, doors absolutely closed. So we've come to the end of this week's vlog post. I really, really had so much fun recording this vlog post today, and I hope you guys enjoyed getting to know me. If you have any responses to some of the questions I answered today, please feel free to comment down below because I would love to hear your responses and get to know you guys too. Until then, please feel free to check out www.astoldbypala for my weekly features and posts, and also feel free to follow me on Instagram. I'm now posting on my page more regularly, and of course Pinterest. I'm always pinning, so you definitely should check out those two social media platforms to keep up with Paula. Until 2 weeks time, yes, I'll see you guys in another 2 weeks. Stay safe and stay blessed.